Ladies and gentlemen, what is Raila Odinga's game plan after Jacaranda? That's the question which most Kenyans are currently asking. Will Raila Odinga eject William Ruto out of State House? And is it possible that William Ruto can easily leave State House for Raila Odinga? What is Raila Odinga's game plan? The truth of the matter is that Raila Odinga is engineering revolution against William Samoei Arap Ruto. Whether it's going to succeed or not, time will tell. But William Ruto is also finding himself in a very tight corner. In this video, I want us to look at the dilemma which William Ruto is actually finding himself in as Raila Odinga engineers revolution against his government. Let me begin this video by taking you to Mutai Ngunyi post 2 days ago. This is what Mutai Ngunyi advised Ruto. Dear President Ruto, never fight a man who has nothing to lose. Hustlers are like a pendulum. They will swing to the side that is anti-authority. Do not take Kamkunji casually. Revolutions start in small installments, little by little. Then they acquire a life of their own. Now, that is the post by Mutai Ngunyi. You can choose to ignore it, or you can choose to live by it. The fact of the matter is that Mutai Ngunyi created the hustler narrative, and it peaked. Therefore, personally, I never take whatever Mutai Ngunyi says lightly. But I don't want to get into all those. I want us to really focus on the dilemma which William Ruto is actually facing. Before we do that, in case you are watching this channel for the first time, I want you guys to take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is now. Let us get back to the main issue. And I want to ask you, do you strongly believe that William Ruto is actually comfortable that Raila Odinga is telling Kenyans not to pay taxes? Do you honestly think that William Ruto is such a strong man that is comfortable that Raila Odinga can actually tell his supporters not to recognize him as the president? William Ruto is a human being, and that's the fact. And the other fact which William Ruto understands so well is that Raila Odinga, going by IEBC results itself, Raila Odinga got 6.9 million votes. Those votes are no jokes. And the other fact which William Ruto understands so well is that he probably controls only 2 regions in this country, while Raila Odinga controls the rest of the region. So Raila Odinga can easily engineer a revolution. But there is nothing William Ruto can do. Why? Because he's facing the following dilemmas. The first dilemma William Ruto is facing is that Raila Odinga is a Kenyan, and therefore there are certain rights which he enjoys. And Raila Odinga, being the leader of the ODM party, means he automatically takes up the role of opposition. William Ruto has been very consistent that he would want to have a strong opposition, which means even today, if Raila Odinga were to organize another parallel rally to his, there is nothing he can do. He can't go and disrupt them, because he wants to portray an image of someone who is supportive of a strong opposition. Otherwise, yesterday, William Ruto would have disrupted that particular event. But there's nothing he can do. Raila is the opposition leader. And whatever Raila Odinga is actually doing is within the confines of the law. There is no law in Kenya that compels, for example, anybody to agree that Ruto is his president. Every Kenyan is free. In the last government, Makau Mutua refused completely to accept Uhuru as the president. Again, even Miguna refused to acknowledge Uhuru as the president, and nothing can change, which means Raila Odinga can go anywhere and tell Kenyans that he's not agreeing with the results. Nothing will happen to him. The country is not obligated. There is no constitution anywhere. So which means William Ruto can do nothing. And Raila Odinga can do anything, but William Ruto as the president can do nothing. So that's number one. The second dilemma William Ruto is facing is early campaigns. When you talk of early campaigns, what do we mean? What Raila Odinga has started is actually early campaigns. And why is he doing this? Let me take you back. In 2012, in 2017, and between 2017 and 2022, William Ruto was campaigning. Uhuru Kenyatta was leading the country. William Ruto refused. He was busy campaigning. So basically, he disrupted Uhuru throughout. Which means today, there is no way William Ruto can ask Raila Odinga to give him space to lead. Because he actually led by example. He proved to anybody that you can actually sustain campaigns for 5 good years. Which means, as we speak, Raila Odinga can do whatever he's doing, because the objective for me is to mobilize, to gain momentum for 2027. And William Ruto will do nothing. And by the time William Ruto will realize, Kenyans shall have rallied around Raila Odinga and whoever is going to support in case he will not be running for the presidency. Those are the facts. There is no way William Ruto can stop what Raila Odinga is doing on the accounts that they just got into power the other day, and that the economy is doing badly, and that because of that, Raila Odinga and the rest should wait for 4 years or 5 years to begin campaigns. Raila Odinga will continue campaigning because William Ruto actually paved the way. So that's the second dilemma he's facing. The third dilemma which William Ruto is facing, and this one I think he brought to himself, is that William Ruto is trying so hard to appear to be the Democrat. William Ruto, the Democrat. The implication of this is that he can't do anything to undermine, to frustrate the opposition. William Ruto tried to prove that he's a Democrat, and he brought Miguna into the country because his rights were being violated. Now, Raila Odinga, as the leader of the opposition, has his rights. Freedom of association, all the freedoms. So William Ruto cannot actually interfere with them, because William Ruto wants to appear to be that Democrat. William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua promised Kenyans that for them, they'll not do what Uhuru Kenyatta did to them. Basically, Uhuru Kenyatta and his government tried to frustrate them in a way or the other. So for them, they were telling Kenyans that for them, they'll not frustrate anybody. So if Raila wants to hold a rally, Raila will hold. But you see, some of these rallies will actually be used to rally Kenyans against Kenya Kwanza government. And William Ruto can actually do nothing. The fourth dilemma William Ruto is facing is the international community. You see, the British government and the American government installed William Ruto as the president of the Republic of Kenya. The same foreign powers are piling pressure on Raila Odinga to play his role as the leader of the opposition. What Raila is currently doing, you can term it opposition. So which means William Ruto cannot do anything, because the people who placed him in power are actually encouraging Raila Odinga to do the same. In fact, I was telling someone that probably what Raila Odinga is doing is as a result of the same powers that they disagreed with Ruto. Because the other day I was reading some article that William Ruto had invited, or said UDA and the Chinese Party, Communist Party, wanted to hold a meeting, or the Jubilee is supposed to hold a meeting, and the Chinese Party are supposed to represent their representatives. What do you think that was the signal it was sending to Americans? That these guys are planning to go and operate with the East, while they expected to operate with Ruto. So let us wait and see. But I think because of the international community, there's nothing he can do. The fifth dilemma William Ruto understands so well is what I normally call the game of numbers, or the legitimacy. You know, if you tell Raila Odinga that he can't do all these things because he was not validly elected, which is true, or because Raila Odinga was not elected. But if you look at it critically, there's something which William Ruto is lacking. Numbers. William Ruto won the presidency, according to IBC, by garnering 7.1 million votes. Raila had 6.9. But if you look at William Ruto's votes, majority came from the mountain. If Raila were to get only 20% of the mountain, William Ruto would not be president. So which means William Ruto does not really enjoy support outside the Kalenjin nation and the Kikuyu nation. You go to Coast, Raila won. You go to Western, Raila won. You go to Nyanza, Raila won. You go to Northeastern, Raila won. You go to Ukambani, Raila won. So that's the dilemma he's facing. That Raila Odinga is actually enjoying the support across the country. And lastly, there's a strong feeling in William Ruto's camp that Raila Odinga might actually not run in 2027, and that he's planning to support somebody. So William Ruto is also hoping that he can win a bit of the support of Raila Odinga from his support base. That, for example, if Raila Odinga is not on the ballot, then the people of Nyanza can easily vote for Ruto. So he doesn't want anything which might actually put him in coalition with Raila Odinga support base. So he's trying so hard to avoid that. And by trying so hard to avoid that, it means even if Raila Odinga will be sitting on him, there is nothing which really he can do. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Thank you guys, and let me know whether William Ruto can actually overcome the challenges as Raila Odinga engineers this revolution. Thank you, and may you have a good day.